Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and today is a big day. We're going to show you why. Before we get going, don't forget, you want to join the private group for less than a cost of a cup of coffee, go to daixrp.com for the Patreon, or if you'd rather join through YouTube, click the join button below any of my videos. And away we go. I love this. David Sachs, the cryptos are Black Monday hoax is over. And I think it was more like a gray Monday in crypto. Folks, I think we went down 15% or so on XRP. That's like, you know how many times I've been through that since I got in this? It's nothing. Here's some CoinDesk or Bitcoin Desk people talking about it.
We're seeing a lot of analysts compare what's happening in the markets right now, what's happening in the economy right now to 87 and even 2008. What are the similarities and differences?
You do have parallels. One, there was concern about our trade balance with Japan. The old school name for the number that was released was merchandise trade. Then you had a young Fed chairman, Alan Greenspan, who was trying to talk all tough on inflation. Interest rates were way too high, and that's what triggered it. So, you know, the Trueflation Index shows inflation at 1%. Powell babbling at the last meeting about concern over inflation. Right? So that's what smells like 87.
We're seeing a lot of analysts compare what's happening in the markets right now, what's happening in the economy.
I was writing down something, the Black Monday hoax for a thumbnail. I have to write these down or I'll forget. I'm getting too old to remember everything. So look what's going on with the tariffs. Zimbabwe to suspend all tariffs on U.S. goods. See what happens when you start a negotiation?
Scott Besson is a macro hedge fund manager.
Yeah.
He understands how liquidity drives markets, what drives liquidity, and he understands his three pillars are the dollar, oil, and rates.
Yeah.
What are the three pillars of our financial conditions index? The dollar, oil, and rates.
That's right.
And so they're telling you.
You even heard him. He's even talked about financial conditions. He's mentioned that word.
He's also talked about the everything code in the element of what they're trying to do is get rates below nominal GDP growth, which is financial repression and the way to service the debts. So he understands the big picture. Obviously, I've known him for 20 years or so, but it is very interesting when you've got a macro hedge fund manager running the show.
All righty. Check this out. This just gripes my butt, folks. Rand Paul, the Republican senator, is leading the charge against tariffs. Folks, these people, even though I agree with most of what Rand Paul says, these people have been there for freaking decades now. And they are a part of the problem. It's just the way it is, folks. They've been talking and talking and talking, while all of us sat at home and screamed at our televisions, why aren't you doing something? And now Trump is actually doing something. He's not talk. This guy's doing something to try to rewrite the decades-long wrongs of this country. And these guys have the gall to try to disagree with it with more talk. It offends me greatly. And here, look, here's one of these guys that likes to, this guy's blowing in the wind like no other. He likes to try to capitalize on media moments because he's a hedge fund guy. And he's backpedaling. He came out with some long tweet about what he thinks Trump should do. Now he's doing him a little backpedaling tweet. Some have interpreted my thoughts on tariffs. I'm totally supportive of Trump using tariffs to eliminate tariffs, and goes on. But I'll translate. You know, when I sent out that first tweet, I didn't quite realize that all these guys were going to start coming to the table, and all of a sudden Trump was going to start working out deals in the United States' favor on tariffs with all these individual countries. And now that I'm seeing that, I want to backpedal a little bit. Here's Trump tweet this morning. I just had a great call with acting president of South Korea. We talked about their tremendous and unsustainable surplus, tariffs, shipbuilding, large-scale purchase of LNG, their joint venture in an Alaskan pipeline, payment for big-time military protection we provide to South Korea. They began these military payments during my first term, billions of dollars, but sleepy Joe Biden, for reasons unknown, terminated the deal. That was a shocker to all. In any event, we have the confines and probability of a deal for both countries. Their top team is on a plane heading to the U.S. and things are looking good. We are likewise dealing with many other countries, all of whom want to make a deal with the United States, like with South Korea. We are bringing up other subjects that are not covered by trade and tariffs and getting them negotiated also. One-stop shopping is a beautiful and efficient process. China also wants to make a deal badly, but they don't know how to get it started. We are waiting for their call. It will happen. God bless the USA. Man, you got to love this guy. And then this is from Arthur Hayes, founder of BitMEX. If not the Fed, then the PBOC will give us the Yahtzee ingredients. CNY devaluation equals narrative that Chinese capital flight will flow into Bitcoin, XRP. It worked in 2013, 15, and can work in 2025. Ignore China at your own peril. The point here, folks, is that the liquidity is about to flow from all angles, and it's going to hit crypto. Now, here's the coin market cap. Everything's kind of flat right now, 2.49. XRP's here at 190. It's trying to get back to $2, which it will, in my opinion. And then there's this, Ripple. This is the huge news of the day, folks. Today, Ripple announced it's acquiring Hidden Road for 1.25. This is massive, folks. 1.25 billion, becoming the first crypto company to own and operate a global multi-asset prime broker. Together, Ripple and Hidden Road are bringing the promise of digital assets to institutional customers at scale, bridging traditional finance and decentralized finance in ways never seen before. Folks, you are watching the rise of the Amazon of crypto. Make no mistake. Here's what it'll do. Here's the high points. Ripple inject billions of dollars in capital to provide immediate scale and satisfy the demand for Hidden Road's prime brokerage, clearing, and you mean derivatives? And financing platform. RLUSD becomes the first stablecoin to help enable efficient cross-margin between digital assets and traditional markets, reinforcing its position as a premium enterprise-grade USD-backed stablecoin. Hidden Road to migrate post-trade activity across XRP Ledger, XRPL, demonstrating its potential as the go-to blockchain for institutional decentralized finance. I think all the games are over. I think all of the prototyping is done, folks. Here's some of Hidden Road's services: prime brokerage, FX and precious metals, digital assets, exchanges and OTC, synthetics, OTC swaps, FX, equities, commodities, digital assets, energy and rates via Route 28, clearing, derivatives clearing, futures and options, sponsored access and direct market access, derivatives margin financing, digital asset margin financing. I like this derivatives clearing part, folks. Reminds me of what Kendra Hill said back in the day. Here's Brad Garlinghouse. Today, Ripple announced the acquisition of Hidden Road for $1.25 billion, one of the largest deals ever in the crypto space. But the price tag isn't what's most important. It's that this deal marks a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for crypto to access the largest and most trusted traditional markets and vice versa. Prime brokers, along with other key functions historically managed by banks for the most part, like Hidden Road, have proven themselves as the trusted intermediary for the largest hedge funds, market makers, OTC desks, quant traders, and more. Ripple has been a customer of Hidden Road for years, and we know their breadth of expertise firsthand, clearing $3 trillion annually for 300 plus of the top financial institutions globally. This is the capital and active activity that will tap into XRP and the XRP ledger's bread and butter, instant, efficient, scalable, and low-cost movement of value. Instead of waiting for 24 hours to settle trades through fiat rails, Hidden Road will be using XRPL for clearing a portion of trades and most consequentially using RLUSD as collateral across its prime brokerage services, including cross-asset crypto and traditional instrument trades. With this deal, the backing of Ripple's significant balance sheet, Hidden Road will exponentially expand its capacity to service its pipeline and become the largest non-bank prime broker globally. Ripple and Hidden Road combined are a generational leap forward, ready to truly bring the worlds of traditional and decentralized finance together. This is Anthony Welfare, formerly of Ripple. Imagine $3 trillion of assets actually transacting through XRP Ledger. It's about to begin. And remember, yesterday, Marcus Infinger said basically the market is about to go off, in so many words. And then we have this from David Schwartz. Ripple's acquisition of Hidden Road is a defining moment for XRP Ledger and XRP. So Brad Garlinghouse and Joel Katz have both mentioned specifically XRP in this announcement. Prime Broker clears upwards of $10 billion and processes over 50 million transactions a day on various traditional rails, waiting up to 24 hours for those transactions to settle. Now imagine even a portion of that activity on the XRP Ledger, and that's exactly what Hidden Road plans on doing, not to mention future use of collateral and real-world asset tokenization on the XRP Ledger. And then here's Monica Long talking about it at Paris Blockchain Week.
So I'm very excited. I think just a few minutes ago, our announcement crossed the wire. So I'm really excited to share with you a deal we've been working on for some time. So Ripple is acquiring Hidden Road, which is a prime broker. They're a very high growth prime broker, one of the largest as the non-bank prime brokers. And this is a big deal. It's $1.225 billion. What does it mean?
Wow. Okay, we're going to go into DAIXRP.com. That's the Patreon. If you'd rather join through YouTube, click the join button below this video. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family. Here we go.